Saint Valentine, saint or legend? This is the thought for this week's episode. And as always, we will draw our conclusion at the end. So stick around. What kind of celebration is Valentine's Day really? Instead of roses today, what I would like to do is give you something a little different, a little history. Some assumption to start with. Some believe that Valentine's Day is simply a Christian holiday that was built on top of a pagan ritual. They point to Lupercalia, is an ancient Roman pastoral festival that was created for the purification of Rome and for fertility. So two priests called Luperci sacrificed goats and dogs on a Palatine hill. And from the animal skin, they cut strips used to strike nearby naked women, believing that the ritual would promote fertility. And then orgies often follow. Much more effective system of reproduction, if you ask me. But here is a detail. Lupercalia was celebrated on February 15th. Valentine's Day is February 14th. So automatically linking the two is suggestive. Yes, it sounds compelling, but historically it is weak. The more famous legend goes back to 268 AD. Emperor Claudius II, called also Gothicus, because he fought and won over the Goths. According to the legend, he bans soldiers from marrying because he doesn't want them to be emotionally distracted between home and war. And here enters Bishop of Saint Valentinius. He defied the order of the emperor and secretly marries couples. Valentinus is reported, he's arrested, taken to Rome, and the judge, Asterius, tests him by bringing his blind adopted daughter, Julia. Valentinus lays hands on her and she regains her sight. The judge and 40 of his servants convert. And so the emperor does what Rome often did with those who do not comply. Valentinus is beheaded on February 14, 269, along the Via Flaminia. And before dying, a note to Julia, shaped like a heart, the writing on it was, "From your Valentine." But there is a problem. Even though this is romantic and inspiring and sounds good, it appears centuries later. In 496, Pope Gelasius I places Saint Valentine on the church calendar. But we do not possess contemporary documentation confirming the detailed legend. Reliable Roman historians of that period do not record these elements. Many of the romantic components seem to develop even in the Middle Ages, especially after the 14th century English poet Geoffrey Chaucer, who associated February 14 with birds choosing their mates. Beautiful, but narrative. In 1969, after the New Catholic liturgical reform, Valentine's feast was removed from the general calendar because there was insufficient historical certainty, and the celebration became optional. So, what remains? A real saint? Probably yes. A 3rd century martyr? Very likely. The patron of romantic letters? Probably not. And here comes the provocation. Perhaps the modern world has transformed a man who most likely died for fidelity to Christ into a symbol of consumerism. So we're going from martyrdom to marketing. That martyr has become the mascot now of chocolate boxes. And we should ask ourselves, what kind of love am I celebrating? The love that excites or the love that costs? If Valentine was truly a martyr, he did not die for romance, but for an allegiance. He died for a dangerous declaration. He refused to recognize Caesar as divine and instead proclaimed Jesus is Lord. And in the Roman Empire of that century, that was more scandalous than any pagan ritual. Early Christians were not blending, they were bleeding. On February 14th, you can give flowers, yes, and chocolate, but the deeper question is this: what have we done with love? We have reduced it to emotion, to chemistry, to consumption. Christian love does not begin with impulse, it begins with a decision. It is not defined by butterfly, it is defined by faithfulness. It is not the kind that feels good, it's the kind that stays loyal. Christian love is not defined by intensity, it is defined by sacrifice. It is not built on chemistry, it is built on covenant. If Valentine truly declared Jesus is Lord, then February 14th is not about chocolate, it's about costly love. And the most radical love in history was not written on a heart-shaped note or a candy, it was written on a cross. Love you. Catch you next time.